Hi guys, it's Nicole Bosco, and I'm being joined today by UFC Bantamweight Jimmie Rivera. Jimmy, thanks for joining us today. I know it's been a crazy week for
Well,
you.
it's been.
Um,
Yeah.
so you were supposed to fight on this weekend on Sunday, UFC Phoenix against Brian Caraway, and that fight unfortunately wasn't able to go through. Caraway was injured. Can you just give us a little information how you found out he was injured, and then what went on after you received your next opponent's choices?
Yeah. Right away I found out Monday that he was hurt. Monday afternoon around 3 o'clock, I got a text from my manager, and I was like, "You kidding, right? It's not real." He's like, "Yeah, he's hurt." And I just kind of was a little down about it. You know what I mean? I was like, "Wow, I trained 2.5 months. I got married in November. Didn't go on a honeymoon. Didn't enjoy Thanksgiving. Didn't enjoy Christmas. Didn't enjoy New Year's. I was in bed before the ball dropped. And 2 weeks before, he says he's hurt. He can't fight, which I think is all bullshit because he saw the Lineker and TJ fight. He's been calling out Lineker nonstop because he knew he could take down that bloated 25er and get on top of him and just lay and prey on him. And he didn't want the hard fight with me. He wanted the easier fight. So obviously he came out, and then later that week they offered me two guys, and I jumped the gun, and then emotionally, without thinking and being realistic, I jumped the gun one of the guys, and I should have just said no right away. I kind of said, okay verbally, and then realized it and sat down with my coaches because I didn't get my coaches' approval. It's my fault. And then after that, that was it. It was the end of the story. It was like, no, we're not taking the fight. We'll wait for something that's going to push me forward. You don't take one step forward to take 3 steps back.
Yeah, you think that Caraway had the idea in his head that he already wanted to fight the winner of TJ Lineker, so he wanted to, because if originally he was campaigning for the fight with you to be before the New Year, December. So do you think that once he found the results of that fight, he figured, I forget this, I'm just gonna wait for them.
Um, I think, honestly, he pretended to get hurt so he could wait for Lineker to be better and fight Lineker and
Hmm.
hopefully leap me and try to get a title shot. That's what I think honestly happened.
So now you want to fight one of the top three guys. You don't want to wait for
No, I
Caraway at
want to fight.
all.
I want to fight Cody.
Oh, you
I
want to
mean,
fight
when
Cody.
it comes down to realistically, I went in there and I fought Faber and I beat him unanimous decision 30-27. Not the only thing he did on me was an eye poke and a groin shot. Not to mention, I fought him with one eye in the third round. He still couldn't do anything to me. And when Faber and Cruz fought, Cruz had a hard time. Cruz got rocked by him. Cruz got taken down by him. I didn't even get taken down once by him. He couldn't even shoot. That's how scared he was. And I think if they offered me Cruz, it'd be a walk in the park. I'll end his career and retire him too. And then TJ, I sparred TJ a couple years back, and people always say, "Oh, he's so good, this and that." He's good, he's okay, but he really isn't that great. You know what I mean? I don't think he's good at all. And I was able to play around with him and do whatever I wanted with him. And like I said, yeah, he's good, but he's not at my level. So the most ultimate choice, the ultimate realistic choice would be fight Cody Garbrandt. You know what I mean? I already beat up his ex-teammate. I already took out his coach and mentor. So ultimately, the realistic thing is to fight Cody, take his belt away, and bring it back to Jersey. I know UFC is doing this whole soap opera thing where they want, TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt, ex-teammates, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they're doing this long story. And I'll make an easier story for them. I make a shorter story. Him and I can fight Cody. I go in there, I beat him, I take his belt, and then whoever they want me to fight afterwards, no problem. I'll beat them too. If they want me to fight Cruz after that, I'll retire him and send him packing like I did Faber.
So say the UFC winds up putting Cody and TJ together, which they were probably planning on doing. So you would fight Cruz, no problem.
I mean, they should put Cody and me together, but if they end up doing that and they said Cruz, yeah, I'll go in there and like I said, I'll end his career like I did Favors and move on to the champ. Whoever wins between Cody and TJ.
Hmm. Could you just explain a little bit about the Dodson Vera when they offered you both of them? You picked Vera first, but then do you think looking back on it you should have picked Dodson, or neither one of those would have been good for you?
Neither one of them would have been good. I jumped on first Vera because he was a tall righty grappler, and I trained for a grappler wrestler, so it made the most sense. Then realistically, it made no sense because he's not even ranked. He hasn't climbed the ladder like I did, And then the other guy, Dodson, it would have made sense. He would have been, everybody's like, oh, fight a year. I'm like, I already beat, like, who has Dodson really beat? People say TJ. I'm like, I beat TJ in training. So it doesn't even matter. I'm like, it wouldn't be. He lost his last fight. He's a 25er that couldn't make it at 25, so he's trying to go to 35 because he beat TJ. But I already beat TJ in training 3 years ago, so it didn't matter. It was after the Ultimate Fighter that I got to train with TJ, and I whooped his ass in sparring, so it didn't matter with that. So both people weren't someone's gonna project me forward. It was an easy payday, and I didn't want an easy payday. I came up in the UFC. I got a 2.5 week notice to fight Brimish. Went in there, beat him in Scotland. Then I fight Pedro Munoz, who's been on a tear since I beat him in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, in his hometown, and beat him. Then I fight Yuri Alcantara, who no one wants to fight him. You know what I mean? He's like another guy that's, no one knows him that well, maybe because of his name or whatever. But the guy's a phenom. He destroyed Brad Pickett. After I beat him, and his next fight was Brad Pickett. He killed him. You know what I mean? Killed him. And then I go in there, fight him in Jersey, beat him. Then the next fight, obviously it was supposed to be Caraway. That's the second time it's supposed to be Caraway. He says, no, it's not a good fight for me. He's not going to help me. He's too hard of a fight for me. Excuse me. He's too hard of a fight for me. He wants the easier fight. That's why, he picked Sterling. So they gave me 4 choices. They gave me Dodson, Eduardo, Sterling, and Faber. I'm like, that's a no-brainer. I'll take Faber. I'm like, I'll fight him. Because I'm never looking. It's not the easy page. I'm looking for the tough fight that's going to keep moving me forward. So either of those 2 people they gave me wasn't going to help me move forward. You know what I mean? And, I didn't mean to upset anybody from the UFC or anything like that. I just got emotional. Didn't get to enjoy my holidays. And I haven't even been on a honeymoon. You know what I mean? Thank God my wife understands.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. When you get married, it's like a honeymoon. She wants to go away, somewhere warm or something that she could enjoy. I haven't even been on a honeymoon because I was getting ready for this fight.
So now, pretty much all the top guys in your division have either just fought or are fighting soon. So how soon do you want? How long will you wait? I should say.
I can wait. It's fine. If they need to wait to April or May, I can wait.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's no problem. People ask me all the time. I can wait. Just. You know what I mean? All I ask is please, I always took the tough fight, keep, propelling me forward, and that's all I ask, please.
The new thing is everybody calling out people from even different weight classes. If it's a big name or if it's a money fight, would you consider fighting somebody from, like, say, the 145-pound division if it was a big name and if they needed somebody to jump in, maybe short notice or something like that? Would you consider that, or are you just strictly focused on your own division?
I'm focused on my division. I mean, everybody wants a big payday. I got into this fight. Listen, fight is my second passion. Teach is my first. I'm in school here, Tiger Showman School in New York City. I told Cody, if you want to come down, 34 East 23rd Street, we come in, we can scrap right away. I'll beat you up like I beat TJ up in training. And I grew up as a martial artist, and I've always been very humble and quiet. I don't open up my mouth or say anything because it's not how I was raised in martial arts. But I'm frustrated. I'm pissed. This is it. You're not going to get anything. You have to go out there. Talking. My mind's spoken. I want Cody, and that's it. I want to take that belt from him, bring it back to Jersey. And, I'm not looking for the money fights. I'm looking for the tough fights that's going to give me the belt at 135.
Good. I appreciate that. I appreciate you spending time with me today, and hopefully you get that fight in the future. So.
Thank you so much. Hey, anytime. I appreciate you taking time out and interviewing me.
All right. Thanks a lot.